would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force, where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. We gave it back to them. We were a powerful force then, but we are a much more powerful force now. People thought I would use force.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash, the bonders, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to the all brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto thy foreigners, want to see the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. You can see the pride that's oozing out of this man. I pretty much I saw this live, and as he was doing this this speech, what made it ironically funny was this is the World Economic Forum, which is not is not a government sanctioned period, but yet the governments of the world will go around there and talk about how they're gonna make everybody's life more miserable and how they're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff. So as he was, yapping his trap, being the devil that he is, he just kept rambling and rambling and rambling. But the key thing was his pride. It was just oozing. It was just spilling out. And that was the best part. And that was the spirit, because I was thinking about looking for the video to do it. And the brother had it's right there. He said, I don't have to use force. But he could use force. And all he wants is that piece of land. Those are that ice. That's all he said. He said, all we want is that ice. And he said, if you say no, we're not gonna be, they're not gonna be mad and upset, but just they're gonna remember it. So he's gangster his ass to get what he desires. And then shortly after that, they said there was a something in the works to get Greenland. So whatever he said or do, or whoever, or he was talking shit about the French president. He was talking shit about Canada. Said Canada will be nothing without us. He said he was talking shit about not a Jew. He was just rambling, and then he was just rambling and rambling, talking shit about China. He was just, but all like it's like, damn, he's the epitome of the average American. Now I forgot where I watched the original video when it was live. I forgot where I watched it. I'm not gonna go through it. But when you read the comments, you had a lot of proud ass Americans, and someone who's been around the other side of the world can tell you straight up that the the other Edomites can't stand American Edomites. Like, the American Edomites are the proudest, and this guy is the unadulterated, bona fide representation of Esau, especially the Babylonians, because like I said, he was just oozing with that bravado, with that pride, with his spirit. I saw that one. Psalms 10:1. Why standest thou afar, O Lord? Why hidest thyself in times of trouble? So there was a period of time was like the Lord wasn't really doing nothing. Which, when you really analyze, the Lord always has been doing something. The Lord always have been involved in a matter of changing. The scripture says real quick. Zephaniah 3:5 says, "The just Lord is in the midst thereof, and he will do nothing." Sorry, he will not do iniquity. Sorry. Every morning doeth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So it may feel like the Lord hasn't done anything. Well, we know for a fact right now, or Yahweh Bashem Yahshua is busy. All right. But there was a period of time where it felt like, because it wasn't, the Lord wasn't doing nothing, we wasn't in the right spirit. All right. The Lord had to put the spirit in us in order to understand his spirit. So since we did not understand his spirit, we didn't understand the judgments that he was doing. Now that we understand the Lord's spirit, now we understand what the Lord has been doing. There's a lot of things that he's doing outside of America, outside of our miserable lives, that everything is coming down to the wire. All right. We have technically, all we had to do was just push this word out. Everything else is, the Lord was going to do it. The internet did the heavy lifting. And there's a saying that from our apostles on down, has been saying for a while because it's true. So it says, the wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. And they find many reasonable ways to make it, to deem it, to attack the lesser of the society. And tell me if I'm lying. So they made it a duty to persecute the less fortunate of the society. To the point when this guy was, I'm right though. This king came into office that he made it illegal to be poor. All right. And then all of a sudden they're building all these concentration camps, kicking people out of their homes. Oh, that's another thing he was talking about. I forgot it. I don't know if he made mention of Black Rock. He probably did make mention of Black Rock, but he blamed the previous administration for the unjust way of doing things. But he, on the other hand, has made it a very popular thing to persecute the poor of the society. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire and blesseth the covenants which is taking other people's property. And he has done that, which is ironically funny, because the latest, greatest requirement that they're trying to do is take Iceland, well, Greenland, Iceland, whatever you want to call it. That's what they want to do. And he's boasting about it, talking about, oh, the people can't protect it, we can. And another brother had put up a video of a Greenlander that was speaking, and she was breaking it down how most people in Greenland with dark skin. She said America clearly has a problem with people my complexion. So the jig is up, okay? And she was very informative, and she was basically saying that a lot of people in Greenland are very informative of what's to come. They're not greedy. They're not. They don't care about much things in life like Americans do. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it because it was some key points. Here's a video. Hear this woman out.
So it's a big miscalculation that he thinks that Greenlanders would be incited by cash or something like that. We're not. And even if you were to say like $100,000 per person or something like that. We wouldn't give up free healthcare. We wouldn't give up free education. We wouldn't give up being a part of Europe. We wouldn't give up on.
Which is ironically funny because America claims to be the greatest country on the planet Earth, but yet it's the things that she's spewing. Even the other Edomites in the other countries know how to treat their citizens better. All right, let me let her continue.
Our sovereignty eventually, and we're a very sovereign people within the Kingdom of Denmark. We're autonomous right now. We do not want to be rich like the Americans are. See how greedy they are. They're even trying to shoot their friends or invade their friends just for greed. And we know that there's minerals and oil.
Which is to be an insulting thing. Like, here's this Greenlander woman telling you straight up that the very thing that the average American thinks of, because it's out in the public, is out in the forefront. All right, the greed, the evilness that they carry. All right, the hatred they have towards one another, the jealousy. All right, women shaking their asses, being disloyal. All that shit is found here. All right, yes, it's in the other part of the world, but the display, the behavior that they see what's going on in Babylon, they're like, hell no. All right, I'm gonna let us keep on going.
Possibly in our underground, and that's worth so much more even than that. But even if we didn't have that, we would still not be bought. So everyone here knows about the Inuit in Alaska and all of the native tribes, Indians, American Indians who are there. Their land was taken from them and they haven't been treated that well in America. And we know that Trump is very much surrounding himself.
And he's talking about Gad. She's talking about Gad because there's a lot of Gadites over there. So when we say Jacob's trouble is all over. But there's a lot of Gadites in Greenland, a lot of Gadites in Canada, Alaska, like she said. All right. And here's what she says, though.
At least with the white power people. And we are not white, as you can see. We are of color. And so we know our rights probably would be taken away. And we also know that we're very good as we are together with Denmark. As mentioned before, we have free healthcare, we have free study. Whatever you want to study, you can do that for free. And actually, government will give you money to study. So while you're studying, you're getting a grant from your government. So all of that we wouldn't trade for, like the welfare state. We wouldn't trade for anything in America. But also, you have to remember, a lot of Greenlanders have family, like their mother or father or grandmother or grandfather who's Danish. We do have a 400 years history together or more in terms of being interconnected in that way. So, and we're also seeing a lot of protests in America right now that is unsettling with the ICE agents who are sort of going after a lot of people. And from here, it looks like maybe he's going a lot after brown people. And we are considered brown people, as you can see. So, yeah, we would rather stay with Denmark. Thank you.
So there you go. All right. There you go. Going back to this, it says, what was I? Third chapter? Oh. Psalms 10:3. For the wicked boasts of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. So the Lord doesn't like this behavior that this man is doing. This is an ultimate land grab, resource grab, because the lands have resources. And all not just because of the resources that they need for their personal pocket. That's one aspect, but they also need the resources for their new world order. All right. I did the show last night was a graphite. And we already know what graphite, where it's found in graphite. I don't want to say it because YouTube have certain policies, but if you look into it, all the stuff, everything is found everywhere in the world. They want to control everything. All right, and Lord abhorreth that. He does like, nah. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for his enemies, he puffed at them. And that's what the spirit that Mr. Donald J. Trump was displaying right here and in this meeting. He was puffing at them. He's like, I don't want to use no military. And he was even boasting, and it's not part of this video, talking about how he took down Maduro and how like nobody wants to test America. So they puffing at their enemies, and this is supposed to be their allies. And he was talking shit about the French president because he had glasses on. He was being proud as all hell. All right, that's Esau to a T. So this is why the scripture says about the beast shall hate the whore, because it's puffing at them. All right, they're puff. It says he said in his heart. He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. So when Stephen Miller went on, it was CNN, because he was talking to this guy named Jack something, and he was talking about we could take whatever we want. We can do whatever we want. We have the mightiest army on the planet Earth. That was them boasting themselves. All right, that was them saying to the world, nobody wants a piece of us. Trump said it in the WEF. He said it live in front of everybody. Say it was a 90-minute speech. And how can I forget? And even in that speech, he was talking about all his accomplishments. He was talking about all the things that he have done so well and how he get praised and so forth. So this man is completely out of his rocker. Now the rumor has it, and it's getting heavier and heavier, about the 25th Amendment. They're trying to get this man out of that seat. And if they don't do it, it's going to lead them down to a rabbit hole they would never get out of. All right? That's how real things are getting. So, hey, we at that time, man. We in that time. The Lord is using this man. He's having his enemies pissed. He's having his allies pissed at them. Since America wants to be isolated, it's going to be destroyed isolated. Okay? We in that time. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.